Hello and welcome to Mobile Nerd Tech. I'm Valentin and today I would like to launch a new series of videos. These videos will be about the latest news from technology, so I will name these videos Mobile Nerd Tech News. The Mobile Nerd Tech News will be a weekly video edition about the latest and the most important and most interesting news from technology. For example, in today's first edition of Mobile Nerd Tech News, I would like to talk a little bit more about TSMC's shortage of automotive chips. Also, I would like to talk about what was supposed to be LG rollable phone. Also, some news about Apple. More exactly about new Apple iMacs and new ways to remove the activation lock without previous owner on some iDevices. And also, let's not forget about Google's new cookie alternatives. So, stay with me, and after a short intro, I'll be back with the latest and the most important news from technology, and the only tech news that actually matters, or at least for me. See you in a bit. So, let's start with the first news. TSMC. Shortage of automotive chips will significantly improve soon. Reports from Industry Insider shows that it's a global chip shortage in the automotive industry. The shortage is beginning to spread to large automobile companies such as Volkswagen, General Motors, Ford, Toyota, and the others. In the first quarter earnings analyst conference, TSMC CEO Wei Zheba also talked about the tight supply of automotive chips. He also said that starting from 2018, the auto market has been weak. After entering 2020, the pandemic had a huge impact on the automobile market, which affects the supply chain. TSMC claims that its customers in the automotive field has been reducing their orders. So basically what the article says is that TSMC will make their top priority to deliver those chips to the car manufacturers. So basically TSMC try to assure them that they will get their chips. That's the first news about TSMC. Let's see the second news about TSMC. The second news is actually about the shutdown of TSMC's 14A fab that caused losses of over $28 million. So there's a huge shortage of chips this year because the production capacity of chips foundry is generally tight, as we've seen in the previous article. We also know about the Samsung's factory in Austin, also NXP and Infineon and all the others. So we're being told that in March a fire broke out of a Renesas electronics chip factory in Naka, Japan. That this led to the suspension of many production lines, 2/3 of which were automotive chips production lines. Now TSMC's 14A fab has its own issues. So as I said, the smartphone industry won't be affected, but the automotive industry probably will be somehow affected. That won't stop the resellers of the smartphones to increase their prices. So in addition, TSMC wafer 14A plant mainly uses 46, 45, 65 and 90 nanometer process to produce chips for customers. This means that the plant does not produce top-notch or flagship chips. So as I said, the mobile industry, the smartphone industries won't be affected. So those were the news about TSMCs. Let's see the other news. So now let's talk a little bit about LG. They actually let us know a few weeks ago that they quit. They quit making smartphones. But, at CES 2021, they actually teased a smartphone, a rollable smartphone. And it's this one. It looks quite interesting. That's actually a photo from the CES press conference. And from my point of view, LG was one of the companies that they actually innovate within the mobile industry. So it's a big loss for everybody. But let's read about the news. Check out the LG rollable that never got to see the daylight. LG is officially out of the smartphone business, and with that we will never get to see the rollable concept which was teased at CES 2021. So a tipster from Twitter reveal a live look of the rollable phone that was not meant to be. Anyway, those are the details and the numbers. I think it's a shame that we won't get to see the smartphone because it's quite interesting, the whole concept and the whole idea. I hope that somebody will take over the LG smartphone division and they will do something about it. The listing also proves that LG had serious intention of launching the phone before its fate was decided otherwise. It's a shame that one of the biggest innovators in the smartphone industry just quit. So this is the near field communications, or the NFC certification, and this is the details about the rollable phone. That was a sad news about what was supposed to be the rollable phone from LG. Let's check other news. So let's talk a little bit more about Xiaomi. Xiaomi Mi 11X, Mi 11X Pro and Mi 11 Ultra. Storage and memory combos for India. And that's of course a leak. Everything gets leaked in these days, you know. Xiaomi is preparing to launch a trio of high-end devices in India on 23rd of April with the different memory and storage combos that they will be offered in and have outed by a prolific tipster. We're talking about Mi 11 Ultra, which will be offered in India with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage, as well as the Mi 11X and Mi 11X Pro. These two are said to be rebrands of the Redmi K40 and Redmi K40 Pro respectively. And we've already seen the Redmi K40 in other markets as Poco F3 and K40 as the Mi 11i, because Xiaomi simply loves confusing the entire world about its product lineup. Exactly, they put words to my thoughts. Exactly, they like to have different names from the same devices on different markets. Both the Mi 11X and the Mi 11X Pro are set to come in two variants in India, 8 GB of RAM and either 128 or 256 GB of storage. I have as well a quick recap of the launching event for the Redmi K40. So if you want to find more about the Redmi K40 series, just go in this channel and look for the Redmi K40 quick recap. Or I will just add a link somewhere here around. So Xiaomi will basically launch a branded version of the Redmi K40. Hopefully Poco will take the Redmi K40 Plus and they will launch the other Poco F3 Pro or Poco F3 Pro Plus. Anyway, I hope they will take the Redmi K40 and they will bring it over to the international market, because the Redmi K40 Plus it's a very good device, and hopefully they will also keep the low price. Okay, let's talk about Apple. Apple to unveil new color iMacs on its upcoming event of April 20th. So Apple has scheduled an event that should happen next Tuesday on April 20th. But who's the leakster? Who leaked the date of the event? Maybe we can find out in the next article. Let's see. So the company may also reveal possible final version of some of its software solution. However, there are changes for the Cupertino giant to go much further, since the well-known and reliable Love to Dream revealed on Saturday 17th that there's an evidence indicating that Apple will present new models of iMacs. The article also talks a little bit more about the iMacs. So beside the new multiple colorways, the new iMacs computer will come with the latest Apple Silicon chipset and will introduce some design changes. As part of these design changes, the iMac models with 21.5 inches will become bigger with a 24-inch display, and the 27-inch models will go up to 30-inch or even 32 inches. Everything bigger, better. Probably they will show us some new iPads, but we won't be able to buy them until later this year. Let's see more news about Apple's spring-loaded event. Let's see who's the leakster. Yesterday, Siri played the role of leakster and revealed that Apple's next event will take place on April 20th. Oh no, Siri is going against Apple and leak the event. Of course, I'm joking. So, Apple has issued official confirmation in the spring-loaded event. The keynote will start at 10 a.m. PDT, 5 p.m. UTC time, and broadcasted on apple.com as well on YouTube. Apple Senior Vice President also posted a teaser on his Twitter profile showing the same Apple logo, which appears to be jotted with a pencil, possibly hitting at a new Apple Pencil. Probably just the pencil and not the new colors, or maybe it's both. The big expectation for next week's event is the debut of the 12.9-inch iPad Pro with a mini LED display and the A14X chipset, and the long-awaited arrival of AirTags, which will be Apple's alternative to tile trackers. Well, the whole AirTags and the other things, I think, I don't know how many of you remembers of Symbian and the whole NFC tags and the other things. So this is not new technology. From my point of view, I could be wrong. Okay, let's see the next news about Apple. This time it's not about the event, it's about how to remove activation lock without the previous owner. So if you want to know how to remove activation lock without previous owner, then we're here to help you. When you buy an iPhone or iPad from a previous owner, it often occurs that you encounter the activation lock while trying to activate the device. The Find My Activation Lock is generally a really helpful feature that can come in handy in the case your device gets lost or stolen. The activation lock makes the device completely inaccessible, preventing the third person from going through your personal data. So there's a few methods. So in here they're actually describing, so first method, how to remove the activation lock without the previous owner. It's via the tenor shared for ME key, paid but most effective. The second method, how to remove the lock without the previous owner, is the help from the Apple support. Well, Apple support can be very helpful sometimes not. And there's also the third method. So it says if none of these methods are suitable for you, you can try altering your Wi-Fi DNS settings to help to get past the iCloud activation lock. This is basically a glitch that can be used to unlock the activation lock with ease. However, this method doesn't work every time. In often cases, you might have to perform the process multiple times in order for it to actually work. So if you want to find all the details, just visit thegeescanner.com. There's ways to remove the activation lock without the previous owner. Let's check other news. Now let's talk about Google and about their new cookies alternatives. And Edge, Safari, and Firefox kicks. Let's see how they kick. In January this year, Google introduced a technology to replace cookies called Federated Learning of Cohorts, shortly for FLoC. Google claimed that this technology will solve the privacy problem that cookies have plagued people for a long time. However, judging from the current situation, Google's new technology may only be used on its own Chrome browser. According to official interviews on several mainstream browsers such as Opera, Microsoft Edge, Apple, Safari, and Firefox, all the browsers have more or less refused to use Google's FLoC technology. In fact, Microsoft Edge, which uses the same kernel, is also implementing an advertising proposal called Parakeet. I don't know if somebody will actually adopt, besides Google, will adopt the technology. Maybe they will somehow try to work with Firefox and the others. So furthermore, there's also another case in the US Department of Justice which seeks to decimate Google's dominant position. The company has to fight of both the government and individuals who think that is too dominant. So as I said, Google is way too big. So probably the government wants Google's, to be split in several companies. I just had to read this news because everybody talks about Google's lack of transparency. That's why all the lawsuits and all the controversy about it. So let's read some other news as well. Now let's talk about TCL. Probably you know TCL because you've heard about their TVs, their affordable TVs. But no, in case you didn't know, TCL also have a smartphone division, and they launched some devices this week, but in the same time they also unveiled the fold and roll concept device. It's the first device that's both foldable and rollable, and it looks like this. It's quite interesting, and that's a video. So I think it's a great concept, because we spoke earlier about LG's rollable phone, and well, this device actually does both, takes what Xiaomi and Samsung was first, the Samsung Fold, and it takes both of these concepts and, just put everything together, and it's quite interesting, and I hope TCL will launch this device. So TCL has unveiled Fold and Roll. No, those aren't two different phones, it's one device with two different ways to extend the display. Will arrive later this year. It looks amazing, but I don't think the technology is still there. It starts off with a 6.85 screen, which can unfold to 8.85 inch, which will take the largest foldable screen yet. The rollable mechanism extend to the 10 inch. That's interesting, from 6.87 inch, which is this one, to 8.85, which is this one, to full 10 inch. Well, it's quite interesting as a concept. So now let's talk a little bit about Samsung as well. And Samsung starts selling the SmartTag Plus in South Korea. It's a similar product with AirTags from Apple. So Samsung was supposed to start selling its SmartTag Plus in the US earlier this week, but it seems that was delayed. It's missing from Samsung.com and other online retailers. Not so in South Korea, where the location tracker is available as of today. It can be found on Samsung online stores as well as Samsung Digital Plaza stored around the country. The difference between the SmartTag and the SmartTag Plus is that the former relies on Bluetooth and the other one uses the ultra-wideband or UWB technology, which provide accurate directional info. This allows users to find their lost keys using AR application. So yeah, Samsung is selling their SmartTags, so if you lost something with the SmartTag, you can find it. And another news about Realme Q3, which is coming next week. With a glow-in-the-dark logo, it will be cheaper than rumored. The Realme Q3 series will be unveiled next week, and the company's slogan, Dare to Leap, will be painted on the back of the phone with a phosphorescent paint that will glow in the dark. The teaser clip below, posted by Realme Vice President, called the Realme Q3 the 1000 Yuan King, which contradicts the leaked price of 2000 Yuan. The current Q2 series falls in the 1000 to 1500 range, around $150 and $230. This is the Realme Q3 and will have 120 Hz screen, a Dimensity 110 chipset, a 4500 mAh battery with 50 watts fast charging, and we all know that Realme loves teasers. So yeah, wait for the Realme Q3 with the phosphorescent Dare to Leap logo. These are the news that I wanted to show you this week. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. And what do you think about this video? Do you like it? Do you like this kind of video format with me in the corner and the main video showing the news? What do you think I should change? What do you think I should improve? Do you like this kind of format, or would you like something more traditional? Please let me your ideas, your thoughts, your opinion or just let me know in the comment section. Tell me, what do you think about the news selection? Do you think I covered the important news, or do you think I missed some news? Please let me know in the comments. Well, if you like this video, don't forget to press the like button. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have friends interested in this kind of videos, please let them know. I'm Valentin. You just watched the first edition of the Mobile Nerd Tech News, and until next time, don't forget, everything is achievable through technology. See you soon.